1 second.
So I'm going to be teaching you guys a little bit about Karen Horney. She's a psychologist who is truly not recognized for all of her great discoveries and all of her theories. So the woman, the psychologist in her works. So first of all, here's a little biography about her. I think it's really important to get a feel of who she was. I'll give you guys the history, and then when we get to her theories, I'm going to have you guys all read a part of the slide. So she was born the second child. I thought that was kind of interesting as far as birth order, but Horney was the second child. She was born on December 16th in Hamburg, Germany in 1885. She studied medicine at the University of Friedberg, and she ended up getting her degree from the University of Berlin. But what's exceptional about her is that she was one of 45 women out of, I think it was 2,500 students at the University of Friedberg. So women going to school for medicine wasn't exactly a trend. It wasn't really happening. So for her to go towards medicine and excel in it was, I think, truly exceptional. Horney then began teaching at the Institute of Psychoanalysis in Berlin. She really had a turbulent life, but she accomplished a lot, I think, even though she went through a lot. She then moved to Brooklyn. She came to America after, with her family, after leaving her husband. She had some trouble there in relationships, but they moved to Brooklyn and began her most infamous studies. Upon moving to Brooklyn, she became the associate director of the Chicago Institute for Psychoanalysis. So this was just unheard of for women. They weren't pioneers in psychology. They weren't listened to. Their words weren't taken seriously. And so for her to actually be invited to come to America to be a part of the psychoanalysis and the psychologist circle was a huge deal because it was dominated by men. She taught at the New York Psychoanalysis Institute and became the dean of her own institution that she started, and was forced to resign because she disputed Freud's ideas, and that was a no-no at that time. So they asked her, to leave her own foundation, and she ended up resigning gracefully, I would say. She wrote a lot of books. I actually had one of them. I had to return it to the library, but she wrote and taught and developed new ideas until her death. So down to the juicy stuff. This is where I'd like you guys to, I'm going to go around, and each clip that I bring up I'll have you guys read. So maybe we'll start with Erin and work our way around.
Horney's theory was a theory of neurosis.
Yeah, go ahead, Kena. It's fine.
Neurosis, a mild psychiatric disorder characterized by anxiety, depression, or hypochondria.
Go ahead.
She characterized neurosis not as a singular moment in one's life, but as a continuous battle to make life bearable.
So I just have a short little clip demonstrating some neurotic behavior.
Calm yourself. There's no need for concern. I'm sure he's just a lonely man. Wandered in here one day and found a sympathetic ear. Unfortunately, indulging him will only aggravate the problem. You see, people in this situation have a tendency to prattle on endlessly, totally unaware of how others are receiving this unwanted, innocuous information. Now, the next time a neurotic personality such as this gets off on one of these jags, just turn your back and walk away. Because you see, the important thing... Well, just a second, I want... Oh, you merry band.
So I just thought that was a good clip just to show like some neurotic behavior, what we'll characterize it as. So who do we love? Chris right here? Here we go. We'll go ahead and read that one.
In her psychoanalytical study, she was able to discern 10 specific neurotic needs that everyone has.
So on the worksheet that I passed out, there's the actual 10 neurotic needs that she associated through her studies and observations. I don't think we have enough time to go through every single one of them, but she basically categorizes them into 3 different coping strategies. Marjorie, would you like to read those?
Which one? On
The
back.
coping strategies?
Then she grouped these needs into 3 coping strategies: compliance, aggression, and withdrawal.
So basically, compliance is the moving toward strategy. That's where you need someone else. You're gravitating towards them for them to fill your needs. The aggression strategy is when you're moving against. You're always, it has to do with aggression, definitely, but also just alienating yourself, pushing yourself away because your needs aren't completely met. And the last one is withdrawal, as well as, it's similar to aggression, I feel like, where you just alienate yourself and you end up being a pretty lonely person with your neurotic thoughts. Go ahead, Sabrina.
Each coping strategy allows for each need to either be met or dealt with when in lacking.
All right, theories continue. Go ahead.
Horney believes that personality is changeable, not due to unbiological change.
So I feel like this went hand in hand with the neurosis idea that your personality is either set in stone or is changeable. So she really deviated from Freud because she believed that you're not born with certain personality traits, that these are brought on by experience and can be changed with future experiences. So we'll all get to what that means for us as teachers. Go ahead,
The
Kimberly.
idea of neurosis stems from a turbulent childhood is false.
Like I said, she really stressed that, that your childhood is in a set format. You're not born this certain person, that you become this certain person based on your experiences. So in the cases of neurosis, they previously believed that it always stemmed from sexual abuse or physical abuse as a child, which can be true, but she felt that it was false and that not all of those cases turned out to be neurotic people. If you had the right people around you in your life, and nourishment and nurturing, that you could change your own future and you could change that, or others can help you change. Go ahead.
She challenged Freud's ideas of penis envy and countering it with the concept of moon envy.
Okay, so I have a little excerpt about that. She basically pioneered some of feminine psychology. She was well ahead of her time. I think that she would have been part of the feminist movement if she was around then. She felt that genders needed to be looked at specifically, just as your presentation said, and respected. That men felt like they were born to be great leaders, and that women were somehow supposed to be selfless and subjugated or subordinated. She just strongly disagreed, and she said that the realms for striving for achievement had to be equal, that it wasn't one above the other, it's based on your experiences. So, and surprisingly, she objected the idea of the libido, which I think is kind of ironic because her name looks like it would be pronounced horny, but it's Horney. She believed that our neurotic tendencies were the drive for a lot of our behaviors and not a chemistry sort of thing. She definitely felt that it was our neurosis for relationships, to feel good about ourselves and themselves, that drove libido, and that it has nothing to do with her last name. So what does this mean for us as teachers? The theory of neurosis and all its implication in life are said to have stemmed from abusive childhoods or turbulent life experiences. Horney believes that regardless of what happens in the home, if a child feels love and affection and wanted, they can overcome what life has dealt them. So it doesn't matter what your parents were like. It doesn't matter if you were abused or if you had a tumultuous lifestyle or anything like that. But you could find the environment, or the environment would be brought to you, and I think for us that would be in the classroom as teachers, to express, attentiveness and love, and that environment that they can be encouraged to do more and that they would feel confident within themselves. So I know that we've talked about extended family, and I think that teachers need to be that extended family for children with these circumstances. So like I just said, we need to provide nourishment, love, respect, and comfort, that all students who come into our paths are bettered by the way that we treat them. And that is it.